Hey, what's going on, Knoxville363? I'm back again with another Boost Mobile phone review, and today we will be reviewing the LG Venice. Inside the box you will have your USB charger. Comes in two separate pieces, a 2GB SD card, and your phone. Alright, so first things first, as I do with all my reviews, let's check out the actual design of the phone. You will notice that it has a large 4.3-inch display and a nice kind of like chromed out back. It has a matte finish. It's not really shiny, however the top is very shiny, and so is the outer edge of the actual phone. Now if we take a look at the front, it has a black nice LG logo on the top. On the top you'll have your power sleep button, 3.5mm head jack. On the left hand side you will have your volume rocker, which really is just one solid button that can either be pushed up or down, and you can't push it in. I think it would have been nice if they took that feature and made it an up or down feature like they do with all the other rockers. On the bottom you have your micro USB charger and speaker, and completely blank on your right hand side. On the back you have your 5-megapixel camera with flash, beautiful LG logo on the back, which I think displays really nice on the phone. This is just a sticker, this is brand new, and there's your speaker on the back, nothing else. So for the overall design, it's very thin, very lightweight. I don't really have any other complaints besides the fact that the volume rocker, it's just a solid button, which I'll get into further as far as little details go. But for the most part, I think it looks really nice, and I think that they could have raised the power button a little bit more, because users are probably not going to be too happy when they're reaching up for it, because if you can see, it kind of just blends right in with the top. So if you're looking for it, if you're not used to it, if this is your first smartphone, you may have trouble powering on and off the phone. Alright, so when we get right into the software, you'll notice that it's running Android 4.0. It is running Ice Cream Sandwich. Continuing on with storage, you'll notice that the phone has a total of 2GB internal memory, and it comes with a 2GB micro SD card. Alright, now before we get into all the stock applications, just run through it really quick. It has a very smooth interface, just like all the other newer Android devices put out from Boost Mobile. And you can have a total of 7 home screens. Obviously I just have 3 that are occupied. This is stock right now. I didn't install anything new on the phone. So as you can see, something that's different on this device from all the other Android devices that I have personally reviewed is now you have a physical button similar to the S3 from Samsung. So the only actual the soft keys are the back button right here, and then you have your settings button. Let me go back home right here, and then your physical button is kind of like your home key, so if you're on a different screen you press it, it'll bring you back to your home screen. Going into applications, if we scroll through them really quick, you'll notice that there's not a lot of bloatware again, which I really like. So there's not a lot of things that you're going to need to delete or anything else by using titanium backup, which is always nice that they don't give you all this pre-installed applications or software that you're not going to actually use. Alright, a cool new feature that's featured on this phone is if you were the volume rockers, if you press on the up and down at the same time, this little menu will pop up, and it enables you to be able to draw on your screen, which is actually pretty nifty. So I already chose something. So say for example I wanted to send a screenshot of, hey, look how cold it is, then you would just simply draw wherever you want, point an arrow to it, and say I wanted to send this to a buddy. Go ahead and tap down, and right here where it has the disk, simply tap it and it will save to the gallery. Now I don't have gallery on one of my home screens, so I go ahead and tap gallery, and it's under quick memo. So now I can simply tap on it and I would be able to send this image to one of my friends. Now your notification bar is pretty much basic. When you scroll it down, it'll have quick memo, which I just showed you. your sound, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and you can edit to whatever you want to be displayed on the top. Once again, it's very basic and really nothing to it or nothing special. One cool feature that comes stock as soon as you take it out of the box is your live weather, which I have right here set for Oak Forest. You can simply hit the refresh and it'll refresh it right now, which it just did, so now that's more accurate. You can set it up for whatever kind of increments you want it to update, whether it be every hour, every set of minutes. Keep in mind that obviously that uses up more battery the more that you frequently update it. If I go ahead and tap on it, it gives you a live weather little live screen thing I thought was pretty cool, and it gives you the forecast, and you can update it right here. You can add more cities to it. So it's just another little feature that is incorporated stock of the phone that you don't have to add, that you can kind of mess with. I thought it was interesting, and if you're really like to pay attention to what the weather is like when you wake up or when you leave work or whatnot, it's always a useful feature to have. Now if we go back to our home screen, I thought I'd point out really quick, and I found this to be very disappointing, that there is no notification light. So when you're charging your phone and you receive a text message or anything along those lines, there is no notification light, which I thought they should have incorporated into their phones, but it is not. Another thing is the lights here on the bottom, the two actual soft keys. You can alter how long they stay lit, when they stay lit, just like I went over on my S2, which obviously is really nice in low lit environments. I have mine set for, I forgot how long I had it set for, but I don't like to leave them on all the time, so basically anytime you touch the screen, mine come on. Alright, now your contact list is going to be very basic like all of your other phones. Now it does not have the swipe feature like the S2. However, if you simply go ahead and hit one of the contacts, you can easily send a text message or make a phone call directly from it. We'll go check out messaging right now. Now this is the stock keyboard that it comes with, and it's actually not too bad. It has your autocorrect that automatically comes on there. And for those of you who like the swipe feature, that is already built into it. So as far as the keyboard goes, obviously you can go online and download. There's more than enough that you can download for free. There's also paid ones, but I know a lot of people are really into swipe, so I just thought I'd point that out, that it is already incorporated in this phone. There's no further downloading or anything, so if you're happy with this keyboard, then you will be satisfied because it's already built in. There's no downloading or anything. Typing on the phone, there's obviously not a lot of room on both sides, so it's nice for first-time users. It's pretty easy to type on. I don't have any complaints in reference to the keyboard. I didn't really send too many text messages or anything along those lines. However, I did not notice any sort of lag. On previous reviews that I did see, there's only a few up there right now, they mentioned how it does lag out. Now my HTC, the Evo 4G, it did eventually start lagging out, although it really depends on how fast of a typer you are. I mean, I have been using smartphones for a while now, so I can type out pretty fast. But I mean, if you're just typing very simple and basic like this, then I wouldn't worry about it lagging. By lagging, I mean, like say for example, I typed in I think, well, you would already be finished typing and your phone would just be doing this all by itself. It would type out the correct words, however, that's what would happen. I just picked up the phone today, and like I said, I did not do a lot of text messaging myself on this device, but I did not notice any form of lag. Okay, one of the biggest things that I always like to review is the speaker volume and the Vibrate feature. So if I just go ahead, I'm just going to tap on some of these stock ringtones so you guys can hear how loud it is. So that is, to me, okay, just for, out of my own personal opinion, I think that is extremely loud. I did listen to a few songs. I don't do any of those in my video or play videos. However, I found it to be more than loud enough. You're not going to miss a phone call. One thing that I did like that they have on this phone is the Vibrate feature on how strong it is. So obviously I'm only going to hold it, but you'll be able to hear how loud it is. Now, it may not seem that loud, but holding onto it, if this phone is in your pocket, trust me, you're not going to miss a phone call or miss a notification if you have your phone set for Vibrate and Ring, which I recommend since it has no notification light. Okay, now battery. The battery on it is a 1700 milliamp battery. So, I mean, that is pretty strong but you have to realize at the same time that a smartphone, with light use, you're going to get a full day's use out of it. However, if you're using it to do a lot of internet browsing, if you have your screen on really bright, doing a lot of texting and calling, you expect that you will have to charge it. So out of just an estimate, I would have to say that with heavy use, you might get about 7 or 8 hours. And if you don't use it a lot, I would anticipate it lasting a full day. Now this phone does have a 1 gigahertz processor, so as far as internet browsing and everything, don't expect everything to go super duper fast, but at the same time it is above your standard smartphone that Boost Mobile offers. So for a 1 gigahertz processor, I would say that it definitely is a step up, and for the price that they offer this phone at, it's more than enough. Alright, now let's check out the camera feature. One new thing that you will see up here is the voice command. And you can have it set to, if you say, for example, smile, every time you say the word smile, or someone says the word smile, it will snap a picture. It is a 5 megapixel camera, and it does have a shutter sound. So let me just take a picture here really quick. And as you can see, a lot of people that I've noticed from my previous reviews are they like it where the picture snaps instantly. And this phone pretty much does. So I do like that feature. Now if I go ahead and spin it around, this is a Vga camera. So you'll notice right off the bat that you are not going to get the quality. Let me just go ahead and throw my S2 in here really quick. And I will show you guys the difference. So if I have mine on camera, let me just flip this around. Okay, so as you can see really quick, obviously the S2, now this is just for picture wise, but you can see an obvious difference. One's VGA, obviously one's better quality. If I flip these to video, you'll notice that you can do, I will do long video on both. Okay, so now you can change the darkness and everything else, so don't go by that, just go by the extra picture quality itself. If I hold this back and you will see the obvious difference. Obviously the S2 I would say would be a lot nicer for Skyping and everything along those lines as far as the LG goes. Not to say that you can't Skype or anything along those lines, but the picture quality is a little bit more grainier considering it's VGA. But overall for the price, I mean, this phone retails for $379.99, this one's $219. So I mean, if it plays that big of a role, and just to give you guys an idea, let me just go ahead and I will put both phones side by side, pick this up, just so you guys can see the size. This is the Galaxy S2, that is your LG Venice. So as far as screen size goes and everything, this is 4.52 and this is 4.3. So there's not really that big of a difference. The biggest difference being that, kind of like the HTC, it has a more compact feel in your hand as opposed to the S2 that has a wider grip, and I really thought that the LG was going to have a wider grip as well, however it did not. To go back into your actual camera settings, you will see that they're very basic. If I go here through my settings, let me just flip this around, it's kind of weird. Okay, you will see that the menu here, let me just flip this off. Okay, your video size, your white balance, color effects, you know, there's really not a lot you can alter or change. Now, they both record in high definition. The difference between the two is that this is standard high definition 720 and this is 1080p. And if you are going to ask me, well, is there that big of a difference? My perfect answer I could give you is yes. I have been able to notice the difference. You guys see the difference. I have posted several videos from my Galaxy S2 on my YouTube channel just so you guys can see. Now, okay, and you use the volume rocker to zoom in and zoom out. Let me just flip this back on. So as you can see, it does zoom in pretty good. However, obviously the closer you are to an object, the more it becomes blurry and distorted. Going back here really quick, you can alter the shutter sounds, and it does have autofocus. So if you were to take a picture of something up close, it would recognize it and do a better job. So as you can see how it just autofocused. So now if I pull it away, and I pull it back in, there you go. And that autofocus feature is really nice, and I like that a lot because when you're trying to take a picture of something really fast, I like it how it will just automatically do it. I like that feature a lot. That's all I could possibly say about it. Going back to the home screen, overall I do like it. I do like the LG for the price. I think it's perfect, and they just give you a little example here on your utilities. They try to give you like a little iPhone touch to it. I thought that was kind of funny how they give you the settings, the calculator memo, just like they would on an iPhone in the folder utility, something that's different that all the other phones never had that came stock. One thing that I will mention is that if you do pick up this device and you have had other phones, one thing you will have to get used to is the use of the physical button and the fact that there's only 2 soft keys instead of the whole bottom row being all soft keys. Now you can alter however many you want here on the bottom. Thought I'd point that out there really quick. But I mean, other than that, for the price, for $219 and this being a brand new device, the only major things I can possibly say is that if you do a lot of video calling and you really want to use the camera feature a lot on your phone, maybe this phone isn't for you, because those particular qualities in this device are not top-notch. They're not terrible by any means, but that is pretty much the only bad thing I could pretty much say, is that the camera quality on the front-facing camera is not all that great. However, overall, for the price and for the design of it, for what it's worth, I would definitely recommend this phone. And there's very few phones that I really think that they have not done a good job with. I think that LG really has stepped it up since the Marquee, since obviously that Marquee really disappointed me. As far as I thought it was a fantastic phone, but the battery life was just terrible. So they did improve that with this phone right here. So once again, I do recommend this phone, especially if you are in the market for a new one. If you want to upgrade from like a ZTE Warp or a Marquee or something like that, it's not too expensive, so it's not going to cost you too much out of your pocket. Great new little feature things, and it is running Ice Cream Sandwich 4.0. Now this is not a 4G phone. So you know what, this is my second 4G phone, and I never use the 4G, surprisingly, because it's fast enough on 3G and the 4G coverage really isn't that good. Large display, great phone, not much more I can say about it. So thank you guys for checking this out. If you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot me a PM. Any future videos you want to check out. Thanks for supporting me, thanks for subscribing. Catch you guys next time.